Welcome! E aí, galera, beleza? Bem-vindo à nossa comunidade.
Welcome to our community.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is OGC. So, we have a ton of awesome replays from yesterday's Clash of Fate. So, we're going to jump in and check out all of these. We might not go super in depth with each one, but I want to get to all of them because they are amazing. So, let's jump in. So, the first one that we have is Strapcorn versus 3 Symbols. And it looks like Strapcorn lost in all 4 stats. So Strapcorn lost in all 4 stats, and it looks crazy. It looks crazy. So he's running with a 4 priest formation after losing all stats. This looks intense. So it looks like he opens up with the lanterns right on the warlocks. Hopefully that will take out all of the warlocks. Next, it looks like okay, so the enemy's top line up there is collapsing. He summons more troops. That's actually a really smart idea. The enemy doesn't look like they got in deep with like a Rufio or anything to actually take out Strapcorn's backline. And then his Ophidia, she just blew everything up with that black hole. Absolutely massive damage. The Lich player put their Bane in. Unfortunately, a lone Bane isn't going to be enough to win it for them. Although that was a pretty tanky Bane. And then down here on the bottom, Strapcorn just swings around and finishes them off. So good fight to 3 Symbols person, and good fight to Mr. Strapcorn. So next we have Mr. Chip. So for Mr. Chip, the first one that he is doing, he is going up against a Lich player. Chip won in might, and again, his Ophidia went ham. And look at that tree tankage. His tree tanked almost 60 million damage. That is unreal stuff. And if we take a quick peek at the stats, this guy is no joke. This Lich player, granted they are using silver skeletons, which is weird. They are no joke. This person is extremely strong. I want to see how the Ophidia does. So Chip opens up with the 3 lanterns. He drops down Ophidia. He then does the spray and pray with Jax, which is pretty huge. And then into Gan. So Gan will slow down those warlocks by quite a bit. Chip keeps dropping in the snakes in the backline. Ophidia goes out. Huge damage. All of those warlocks erase. That Ophidia black hole is just on another level. And Chip's trees are able to just tank up so much damage. Enemy's Rufio went in. Will they be able to take out Elena and or Jax? Not sure. But down here on the bottom side, so far it's looking pretty good. And on the top, it looks like Rufio did go down. Another black hole went out there by Ophidia. Just anything sucked into that black hole is just going down. There is no stopping that Ophidia black hole. And so far, so good. I take it back. The enemy's Rufio is still alive. But at this point in time, it doesn't really matter. The enemy has a lone Mako in the back line, and Chip is just finishing off all of the enemy troops. It would be interesting to see how this player did when if they had all gold. So here is another one from Mr. Chip. So it looks like Mr. Chip is missing some stuff. He's got a silver tree, silver turtle, missing a lot of stuff. Again, wins only in might. The enemy still has their dragon, and the enemy looks pretty full, pretty strong. So right away in the middle, you can tell that in the middle they are dropping down. Pretty good push up there. The enemy does a firestorm, trying to pick off as much from Chip's top side as possible. Ophidia's black hole goes out. Again, the Ophidia black holes are just so strong. On the bottom side, Rufio went in, trying to get the Elena and Jax. I don't think their positioning was perfect because the Rufio ended up running backwards. Now he's hitting a silver tree from behind. On the top side, Mr. Chip is still picking off everything. He's throwing snakes in nice and deep, doing a really good job up against those warlocks. And he is about to get put onto those backline warlocks with all of his archers. The warlocks do a ton of damage, but they have to be protected. This player did a great job trying to protect their warlocks, but Mr. Chip is just way too strong. In fact, if you want to see more of Mr. Chip, stay tuned for tomorrow's video because we're actually going to do an interview with him. It will be a great opportunity if you're interested in Sylph, because Chip is, as you can see, absolutely amazing with Sylph. Very smart guy overall, so stay tuned for tomorrow for that new video. Next, we have Sunbow. So Sunbow is also a Sylph player going up against another Lich player. This Lich player, all of these Lich players is just so strong. You can see, wow, Sunbow's Avril went ham. The enemy's Rufio also went ham. And look at that tank damage. It is unreal. So let's go check out this battle. Keep an eye on the Avril from Sunbow. The enemy starts off stunning. Does a really good job stunning up everything. And now it looks like the Blizzard is coming down from Avril. The Blizzard, Nova, does Sunbow get Avril all the way up? So another Nova. Alright, now Sunbow did Denji. Or maybe that enemy did Denji. Somebody did Denji down there. Avril is still going off, but Avril is also getting hit from a snake from behind. On the top side, the Lich player is pushing in. They're putting their Rufio extremely deep, going ham. And it looks like Avril is doing fine for now. The enemy's Rufio is in there super deep, doing all sorts of crazy stuff in that back line, trying to get as much damage as possible. Bane went in now. Bane's in that back line as well. Oh my gosh, that's terrifying for Sunbow. Way in the back, all of those tanky heroes. Rufio for the damage, Bane for the tank with the provoke to keep the Rufio alive. Really well played. In the back line, Sunbow now has Denji and Huntresses taking down Warlocks, so Sunbow is just swinging on around. But the enemy's Rufio is causing a lot of problems. Shrooms are amazing at taking out masses of things, such as the skeletons, but Shrooms really struggle when it comes to taking out, say, a hero. Even something like a Rufio or a Belrog. And the enemy still has their Bane up, charging all around, going ham. You can see all of those Shroom things going down on Rufio. It's not going to do enough to cut it through, and it looks like this one goes for a timeout. Good job, Mr. Sunbow. You did awesome, man. Next, we have Mr. Immortal Chaos. He is going up against a Lich player as well. It looks like one of the Lich players from before, and it looks like Immortal Chaos only won in Might. So let's go check this out and see how well Immortal Chaos did. So his power side's on the bottom side. He does have Belrog. His Avalon actually runs really far up. That would terrify me. But Immortal Chaos does not seem to be bothered at all. Somebody had their Rufio like shoot up that middle line. I think that was the enemy trying to pull the Avalon up. Sunbow's Warwicks, by the way, or Raxius, took out a pack of Warlocks. It looks like the enemy's Jax is going down. Those black holes from Ophidius, way too strong. This bottom side is dropping as well. Dragon's going down. Immortal Chaos now has Swordsman in the backline. He's got all the snakes he needs up top. Bottom is now fully wiped from the enemy. Immortal Chaos is in control. Now he just needs to swing up and take out everything else. Of course, those pesky dire skeletons are still alive in the bottom, causing all sorts of delays and timeouts when it comes to the game. And just like that, Immortal Chaos gets the win. Good job, Mr. Immortal Chaos. And good job to 3 Symbols. You did really good, man. And now we have another one from Mr. Immortal Chaos. This looks like some human-on-human action. I forgot to check the stats to see who won. So this player is using some spears in the front line. And Immortal Chaos gets down the lanterns on the enemy Jax and archers. Those spears are just going to collapse. By the time the spears actually collapse, Immortal Chaos is in the back line. He took out 1 pack, now 2 packs of archers. There's only 1 pack left, but Ophidius's black hole took them all out. This one's pretty much all over at this point in time. Now Immortal Chaos, who is an absolute monster, terrifying opponent just wipe this person out. Now we have Mr. Ares. Mr. Ares, he won in might and stamina. It looks like his archers went off. The enemy's Belrog did a ton of damage. Lots of tanking all around. I want to check out the enemy Belrog's setup. So pretty standard setup for Belrog, and pretty normal skills. Nothing in Primal Fury, so that's interesting. Let's see how this one plays out. So there's 5 symbols versus Ares, and it looks like those black holes from the Onyx Dragon are just so annoying, and they hit all of the proper pressure points. It looks like 5 symbols gets a strong start on the top side, but Ares is a firestorm, and it looks, oh, it almost took out the enemy Jax. Enemy Jax is low. Bottom side's totally tanked up between the two, and on the top, Ares pushes through. He makes it back. He takes out Jax. Now he's just swinging on down. Very strong play overall. Ares still has plenty of archers up. He still has Jax doing a spray and pray. On the bottom side, everything is just getting tanked up by a long shot. Everything is just so tanky down there. But now it's just going to be a matter of time until Ares pushes on down, gets to the dragon, gets some moral boost, takes out all of the swordsmen. Great plays all around. Fantastic job. That fire off, huge. Now we have the one and only Chan. So Chan is going up against Mr. Taint, who we fought, but I think this time, whoops. I think this time Mr. Taint has, I think Mr. Taint is still missing his Gazul. So not quite a full army from Mr. Taint, and Chan won with might and magic. So let's go check this one out. Those pesky Lich. Chan is running only 1 tree. She has a ton of Huntresses, so it should be interesting to see how this one plays out. Rufio goes in deep from Taint, takes out some archers, but then Rufio goes down. Looks like Taint doubles up on the Warlocks, but Chan is tanking up on the bottom pretty well, dropping those spiders. The Ophidius black hole damage, unreal, so strong. Everything in the proximity of that black hole just goes down. On the top, it looks like a Jax on Jax battle with the enemies tanking up everything. The enemy drops. Now the Shrooms are getting some shots in nice and deep. It's a matter of time until the skeletons on the top drop down, and on the bottom, Chan is pushing forwards. Now she has Huntresses moving around with the Bane into the back line, going up against the Warlocks. So Chan sent me a bunch of replays for Lich because she's heard a lot of people have questions about how to beat Lich, and she wanted to help out. So here's another one from Chan helping us all out. Again, Ophidius goes off, is very close in stats, but she does win in might. So we're going to go check this out, see how well Chan does up against this Lich opponent. Looks to be very strong with that Onyx Dragon and opening up with those black holes. Very annoying to go against. She does a Cleo's hole to kind of just bind up everything in the middle. The enemy does duplicate all of those Warlocks. That is a lot of Warlocks. Holy crap. That is like the whole undead. Oh, but Ophidius comes out and literally just all of those Warlocks that came up just kind of disappeared instantly. Ophidius' black hole. That is just some wild stuff. So now Chan is almost through all of the frontline troops. There's still some left in the middle, but it's just going to be a matter of time until Chan is able to push through and take those out as well. So Chan really wanted to highlight that it is possible to beat Lich. Although Lich is really strong, it is possible. And I must say, as far as being pretty much the best player in Art of Conquest, Chan is extremely strong. Hands down the best. Like, I don't think she lost a single fight in Clash of Fate in the history of Clash of Fates. I've yet to see her ever lose a PvP. Literally the best player in the world. Hands down. And for one last one from Chen, we have her going up against a human player. I forgot to check stats. Human player has a ton of spears. Do the spears counter Chan's hunches? I'm going to guess no, they do not. They probably do a decent amount of damage, but not quite enough. Chan's hunches got pushed back, but they are actually still alive and doing decently well. Enemy Cleo went in. Chan is putting up a really good fight on the bottom side. Since the fight stalled out so long, the spears are actually dropping. They're losing moral in running. On this top section, the enemy is deep with the hero, but the hero is about to drop. Now the whole top side is down. It wouldn't have mattered because those shrooms would have started attacking Jax, and Jax would have dropped. And on this bottom side, with the lone Onyx Dragon, with some swordsmen there, they are all going to be dropping to Chan. So thank you, Chan, for showing us some Lich fights and also a nice human fight. Absolutely terrifying. I'm glad I do not have to fight somebody like Chan. And finally, guys, we cannot have a PvP video without Mr. Toby in it. So for our first fight with Mr. Toby wins in Might, barely wins in Magic, loses in Stamina and Command going up against Taint. Crazy tanking from the Dire Skeletons. Absolutely nuts. This one, Taint does have Gazul, but he's also going up against Mr. Toby. So on this bottom side, there is actually a pack of spears. Toby opens up with the Denji, and it looks like so far he is getting some moral boosts. He goes super deep with the Rufio, who takes out so many warlocks. It is unreal what Rufio can do. Then Rufio moves down to what looks like the dragon, is doing some serious work on the dragon. The dragon is about to drop with the spears there as well. Maybe that was all the spears. Now they're running around on the bottom. Toby gets the resurrection off. His dragon is dead, but at this point in time, he's more or less just circling around to finish off the troops in the top 14. So all in all, good fight. Both of these people are I'd consider friends and good opponents. So cool to see them go head to head. They did awesome. Now for the next fight with Mr. Toby, he is going up against another Lich player. This time Toby only wins in Might. His Denji goes ham, and let's see how this one plays out. So Toby has no dragon in this. It looks like he's down some heroes too. So he actually deployed an additional spearman squad. And in the middle, between Denji and Rufio, literally took out most of the DPS from the enemy. The enemy is doing some decent damage on his dragons, and the Dire Skeletons got in pretty deep. But so far, it seems like Toby is able to repel as much as he possibly can from the top and from the bottom. Looks like the enemy still has their jacks up. Sorry, trying to swivel on the swivel chair. And Toby's Balrog is right there, so I don't think anything is really going to be able to take down that Balrog super easily. At this point in time, Toby is just going to run around and clean up everything. Looks like a couple black holes towards this top side. Massive damage. Now the moral boost on the swordsman running up from behind to deal some more damage. Reinforcements are coming up, including archers and more swordsmen. Mako does his scatter shot, and that pretty much wraps up this one. So for this one, Toby is going up against a 3400k core player. Looks like Toby won in Might and Stamina. Lots of damage taken. And this one looks like it goes to a timeout. So let's see how this one plays out. On the bottom side, Toby is extremely strong. Starts off with the Denji again into the turtle. From there, it looks like both sides are starting to drop lanterns, or at least the Lich player is doing the lanterns so far. It is on Toby's archers, definitely problematic there. Enemy's Rufio goes in super deep, does a bunch of damage. Ophidia's black hole comes down. This time it is much harder to tank on the bottom and make it all the way through into the backline of the Warlocks with the enemy Jax. Finally, Toby's able to make it there. All those should drop pretty fast, but on the top side, Toby has kind of collapsed. So the enemy's Rufio is going ham and trying to make it back there onto the Elena. If they can take out Toby's Elena, all of a sudden their Warlock damage is going to shoot up sky high. So far, it looks like the enemy's heroes are absolutely crazy strong. That Bane is going off. Rufio came shooting back over, or maybe that was Bane. Absolutely nuts. This is like a clash of two titans just going at it, and because of how everything is working in the game, as far as like the dire skeletons and everything, this one is just going to be a slow whittle down where neither side can finish each other off. Who knows if there's like an extra 30 seconds or 1 minute of the battle, how that would go, but that's part of the reason why I think Lich is so strong right now, is even if they don't win, they're probably going to time people out. It's not my cup of tea with Lich. It would be very hard for me to switch back to them, but I can understand why a lot of people are going to Lich. Those dire skeletons, so strong, so tanky. So now we have that 4200k dwarf dude going up against Toby. It looks like the dwarf dude won everything except for stamina. So let's jump in and see how this went. Remember guys, we sucked when we fought this player. We were absolutely destroyed. So let's see if Toby does any better. Looks like Toby's using some more spears than I did, because I don't even have any. Toby goes in deep with the Rufio up against the snipers. Very risky move because one snipe and the Rufio is down. Those mechs though, those mechs just don't die. If you can't kill off your opponent, you're probably not going to win. I mean, it's super basic, but it makes sense. So this dwarf player, just so strong. The resurrection from Virion was good, but it's too little too late. This dwarf player, extremely strong player. 4200k core, you can't really mess around at that point in time. Like, that person's on their own level. So Toby did a great job going up against them. And here we go. We got another one of Human versus Lich. So for the people that play Human that are curious how to beat Lich, I would watch these because this is some huge stuff. We got Rebirth, Human Pred. Let's see how this one works out. One pack of spears. Unless you guys have like super max out spears, I'd still go with the swordsman. That's just me, because Zen swordsman will definitely help out versus Lich. Toby's on his own level, so he goes in, he dominates this bottom side. Where if he can get those spearmen a little bit closer to the dragon, that would be absolutely massive. And it just looks like he's whittling down this bottom side, and then he can just swing on up. On the top side, he's doing fine tanking everything up there. The enemy Jax has nowhere to go. The Bane is just, like, look at that Bane. That Bane is just getting unloaded on, and totally fine. Totally fine. Bane just stands there. He's like, hey, I'm Bane. I don't know what you're trying to do, but it's not working. So great fight, Mr. Toby. Great fight, 3 symbols. And this will be our last fight for the day. This is human on human action. I think Toby won in might and stamina. Barely won stamina, so I think it's only a 5.5% health increase. So let's check this one out. And as we watch this, please take a moment to go down, hit the big thumbs up button on the video. If you're part of hashtag Toby Nation, make sure to write hashtag Toby Nation. Like, share, subscribe to all the videos, and until next time, guys, kick some butt in PvP, enjoy the dual tower, and we will see you soon.